Hey everyone, so let's talk about the differences here between the new iPhone 16e on the left versus the last generation 2022 aka iPhone SE 3 on the right there. So of course the biggest difference you're going to notice right away is how they look. So this is going off of the iPhone 14 body for the most part, where of course here you have the old iPhones with the home button still. See, this is way skinnier as well. Not that either of them are big, but the 16e is definitely a little bit of a thicker phone. Flip them over, they both only do have one camera. The camera on the 16e is going to be a bigger camera than what is on the SE. But besides from the looks, there are quite a few different things here. So first, let's talk about pricing. So here in the US, the SE was $430, whereas now the 16e, which pretty much replaces the SE, is now going for $600. Those are unlocked prices, so there is a decent amount of difference in pricing here. Talking about the screens and the screen sizes, with the SE, it was only a 4.7-inch LCD display because you had the home button down here and you had the big forehead up top. Whereas now with the 16e, it is a 6.1-inch OLED display, so it is a nicer, bigger display. Of course, the phone itself is overall bigger as well. With the 16e, we are now getting the action button, which you can do a whole bunch of different things depending on what you have it to. Whereas with the SE, you have the switch which turned on or off, the silent mode, and the ringer. With the 16e, you now have the Face ID, whereas with the SE, there was no Face ID, but you did have the home button down here for the fingerprint. 16e now has USB Type-C, whereas, of course, the SE had the lightning adapter, which in some countries is no longer allowed. Like I said earlier, you do have a bigger camera on the new 16e. And see, they both only have one single camera though. With the 16e here has a now 48 megapixel camera for the rear, like we see here. And then it is a 12 megapixel for the front camera. Whereas with the SE, you get a 12 megapixel camera only for the rear, and then only a 7 megapixel one for the front. The 16e has a larger battery, which means, of course, the battery itself will last longer. It actually will last even, or so they claim, a bit longer than the new 16 as well. And of course, it lasts quite a bit longer than the SE, which was one of its bigger bad points of it, was the battery life wasn't too great on these tiny little phones here. Now you also get the new Apple C1 modem in the 16e. Which, as right now, it's still kind of up for debate if that is going to be better or worse for 5G, 4G connectivity over the older iPhones. You also, of course, get a better, newer processor. You have the A18 processor, like what is in the regular 16, whereas with the SE, you have the A15 processor, both of which are very good processors still. Then you also get Apple Intelligence in the 16e. The SE does not get Apple Intelligence. It just does not have enough RAM for it, is what Apple is saying. Then you also actually get satellite connectivity as well. So you get your SOS, and then you also have the satellite connectivity. So if you run somewhere that does not have 5G, 4G, whatever, you can use the satellites to send out text messages. Whereas the SE, of course, does not have that. And then a couple more things. With the SE, you got IP67 water rating, whereas with the 16e, it is IP68, so it is slightly better IP rating. And then far as weight goes, again, going off of the size of these two phones, the SE weighs about 23 grams lighter. It's 144 grams versus 167 grams. Those are the main differences. Let me know what I missed, and let me know which one you guys prefer. Do you prefer the tiny phone, or do you prefer the now pretty much normal sized cheap-ish phone? yeah, let me know what you guys think. Thank you all for watching. Hope you have a good one. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.